Oh shit. Okay, listen. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. My computer locked up. I just restarted it. I had know what I had a lot of stuff running in the background. So that's probably what the problem in the issue was. So, um, yeah, I am truly sorry about that. Let me go to the actual live stream now. And, before I start, yeah, everything's working smooth now. I'm like fast as ever. Let me get this up here. Let me pause this. I don't need that running. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey. All right. So, um, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're live. We're live. We're live. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? So anyway, um, yeah. As I was saying, I'm gonna let the room fill up a little bit before I just jump right into let people find it. Be back up live. Let me go to let me and but anyway, I don't know what the hell happened. Google and YouTube has been bugging for the last couple of days. I know they're moving away from Google Hangouts. They're gonna be doing something called YouTube Live. I don't know if that's the issue. Hold on, I'm taking down um the old link to the live stream. I don't want people like, yo, what your video? This error is nothing there, and yeah, yeah, yeah. So just bear with me 1 second before I start. I'm taking down the old links. All right, let me delete it from YouTube also. YouTube. Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, I just realized I surpassed 5 million views. Thank you guys. I always said to myself, like, damn, when I get a million views, I'm gonna do a special. I may have a special giveaway. You know what I mean? For that's a personal milestone to me. You know what I mean? Like Jesus, 5 million views, 5 million. Someone has watched my content over actually more than 5 million, 5 million views, but someone has actually watched my content more than 5 million times. Like that's ridiculous. Like let me edit. Let me actually go to Video Manager. Let me take this down. Hold on. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, this has been I don't think it's a problem with YouTube. Period. Like YouTube's been bugging. All right. So anyway, so yeah, look like the room is filling back up, and yeah, I got about 400 views on that video already. Yeah, Jesus. Ah. But anyway, let's go to what the hell I want to talk about. Yeah, we got. Let me get like 20 more people get in here, then we're gonna start the live stream and have some fun. Uh, Dashboard. All right. Let me get the juicy part. But yeah, like I said, there's been a problem with YouTube. I don't know what the hell's the problem. Like, no, I'm gonna say that again. You know what I mean? Don't say I don't know what the problem is, but it's been an issue. Uh, Share, pressing everyone. All right, All right, let me go bring it back up. I got it. There we go. But anyway, yeah, I got 5 million. I'm sorry, 5,035,950 views. 5,035,950 views. But anyway, like I said, I may do something special for that right there. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. You know what I mean? I never, like I said, I remember I said I couldn't wait till I get a million views. I get a million views, or I'm lying. I said, what if my thing was to get 100 views. So I got 100 views, blew my mind. So you know what? When I get 500 views, and when I got 500 views, it blew my mind. And when I did my first giveaway, it was I think it was for Resident Evil 6, I believe. I did an unboxing of my iMac. when I first got a actually it was my second iMac. My son ended up housing me for the first one, and I hated it. My man used to swear by the Mac. He used to swear by it, and it was so different from Windows. And I learned Linux and Unix and stuff. I went to computer school with Chubb. I got my A+ certification in Cisco network. We learned all that stuff. How to do some servers and how to make by hand. The binary code, ones and zeros. I learned all that stuff, like I said, in Chubb. But anyway, and even my teachers, they hated Windows. They hated Windows. And, you know what I mean? I never knew why, but to me, I always thought Windows was much easier. You know what I mean? DOS and all that stuff. How to build PCs by hand. We did it all. You know what I mean? Installing Windows, and we learned a little bit of everything. And then once, they taught you even computer forensics. They taught you a little bit of everything, and enough. That you'll be able to pass the test to go get your certification. I went and got my A+, certification and stuff. But again, believe it or not, they tell you when you go to those schools, they promise you the world, but there's not much work in the IT field. You know what I mean? Those people that have those jobs, they're going to die having those jobs. You know what I mean? And like I said again, a lot of those jobs have been out-resourced. Not out-resourced, been resourced to. You call Microsoft at 1 o'clock in the morning. You see who you speak to. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, but yeah. So and if you do get hired by a little IT company, the pay is not that great. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, I am thankful for the information and stuff that I learned. I met some really cool people. But I'm going to start the podcast now. I don't know the stream what I want to talk about. So. Let me delete this one. So anyway, so there's a story, not a story, not there's a story, but there is a anyway, the PS4 Slim overheating. Let me go. So yes, the article here, clubs. Oh, you also they want to talk about this club things too. Coming to Xbox One, I'm gonna make a BGS club. No, not that. Where is it? Here we go. The PlayStation 4 Slim overheating. Now I talked about this last night. I put up the actual. I think I put a link in my live stream from yesterday. There's one site that tore it down, and they said that the console gets hot and stuff like that. Now this morning, they said a source close to this Gen Gaming has confirmed the new issues with their PlayStation 4 Slim. We have already heard that it is legit. That it's a legit console and what it features. Of course, if you didn't know, no 4K support whatsoever, no HDMI 2.0. No HDR, no 4K upscaling, no 4K Blu-ray, nothing. It's the standard PlayStation 4 you have now in a smaller box, smaller, case or whatever. And what it has, and what it has, and what it doesn't have. But haven't heard many of the issues about the console. One that our source has found was that there's some serious issue with the console overheating. Now he did mention this yesterday in the teardown, but it says now they went more in depth that the source has told us that the console was hot to touch at the 5 minutes of gameplay, and that the console was extremely loud. Now, again, there have been, I'm not saying every PlayStation 4 because I don't think mine was too loud. I usually got music when I'm playing any damn way. But several people, like such as Stone Fox Media and stuff, have done videos about this, about their PlayStation 4 sounding like in jet engine. I have had, me personally, I don't think I've experienced that, because if it did, if it was loud, like I said, I've always had music when I'm playing for like a long period of time. I always got music or something playing in the background, so I never really heard it. But this what it says is the source has told us the console was hot to touch after 5 minutes of gameplay, and the console was extremely loud. And not too long ago back, the source told us that he could smell burning from the PlayStation 4 Slim and had to turn it off right away. Now that right there, my friend, is alarming. Talking about they smell burning. Now I was telling you yesterday, guys, about the thermal paste. And about the SOG has, everything, how it sticks to the motherboard like the thermal paste. And that was the reason why for the red ring of death, it would get too hot in there. And that thermal paste would, heat up too hot, and the chip, it wouldn't connect, like the chip with the motherboard. And that's one of the reasons why you got the red ring of death. Now, again, this is no secret. There have been many reports before about people saying that their PlayStation 4 was overheating. When they first started to show the PlayStation 4 Slim, the standard PlayStation 4 and the public, was at whatever one of those event, and one of those consoles overheated. It had a red line across the front of the PlayStation 4. Now, listen, if you don't know the story, this is the reason why Yoshida blocked me on Twitter. Now, if you don't know me, I'm sorry, if you're new to my channel or whatever, I'm very, very respectful. Um, I rarely tweet publicly people within the industry unless it's something, if I have a question or whatever the case, or, you know what I mean? I don't do that because I know they get 1,000 tweets a day. I get 1,000 tweets a day, and I'm no damn body. So, like I said, I don't like to bother people. And again, another thing, I don't idol worship. I don't look at them as rock stars and nothing. I'm not saying I'm too good to converse with any of them, but it is what it is. Like I said, gaming is my hobby, is not my life. Like, I've always been a gamer. I'm the only child, you know what I mean? So I've always had all the games. That's how I entertain myself. You understand what I'm saying? But I never cared about who made the game. That's never been my thing. Like, you know, oh, this is such developer. Like, oh, so, like, you know, and honestly, the first developer, and you want to call me whatever you don't call me a noob or whatever, whatever. But the first developer that I knew their name was, and I still can't pronounce his name, was my man from Tecmo. Whatever, you know what I'm talking, the one that made the Ninja Gaiden series and the Dead or Alive series. And the reason why I know about him, you remember this was the G4 channel back in the day, or Spike, whatever the case. And they was interviewing him up there. And of course I was a big Xbox, you know, the OG Xbox fan there, and they were showing off Ninja Gaiden at the Tokyo Game Show, and they were talking, and my man looked like a rock star. You know what I mean? That's how I found out he was behind the Dead or Alive series also for Tecmo back in the day. And he was like a Japanese guy that was dressed like a white boy, like a vampire, like a rock and roll star. Jet black hair, black shades, motorcycle jacket, bunch of, you know what I mean? Like, look, he was looking crazy. But he had caught some charges from tech, you know, he had caught some, you know, for those of you, I'm not gonna put my man business over the internet, but it is public record, but I'm not gonna say. But he got in some trouble back then, so he had to leave Tecmo. But I was a big fan of his work, and was crazy again. The reason why I'm telling you the story, that same individual sent me a friend request on Facebook. And I was like, whoa. At first, I didn't believe it was him, so I went to his, you know, clicked on it. It was his actual page with him, family, games. You know, it was him in his day-to-day life. And I was like, oh wow. And he said, and he in English, because when he did his interviews, believe it or not, he ain't even speaking English. You know what I mean? Or very little, unless he knows English now. But he said, you know, he likes my channel, and what he said to me, cool pictures, you know what I mean? I have a picture of me sitting on one of my first car, my first legit car. What I mean, that was in my name, my own insurance. And I had many cars in my life, but my first, I was just sitting on top of a Honda Accord. And he gave me a thumbs up and said, nice picture in that picture, man. Those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys actually saw his comment and, you know, responded, but he also inboxed me, also said he likes my videos and stuff. Like, I always tell you guys, you'll be surprised who watches your videos. Anyway, back to this topic right here at hand. So I asked Yoshida, I said, it's this red line across the PlayStation 4. Does that mean the console's overheated? It was a problem. That's exactly what I said. Like, you know, I didn't say anything nasty, anything trolling. It was a concern because I wanted to do a video about it. You know what I mean? I wanted to, you know, before I did a video about it, to make sure, you know, this wasn't in reset mode or standby mode. I want to know what the red light means. And he turned around and nope, and blocked me. Like, literally, that was just the extent of our conversation. I asked him, does the red light mean that the console's overheating? And nope, and he blocked me. So again, this is nothing new. Now, 5 minutes after gameplay, now listen, maybe my man got a defective unit. You know, it happens. Anything that comes off an assembly line in mass production does stand the chance of, you know, being defective. You know what I mean? If you guys take you guys back to the launch of the PlayStation 4, a lot of people PlayStation 4s didn't work because, you know, remember the HDMI port. You know what I mean? I did a couple videos on that, but, you know, it wasn't, all the pins and stuff wasn't connected. So you wouldn't get any signal to your TV. That was at the launch of the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? Back in November 2013. I think it was in November 13th or something, or 14th, 2013. A lot of people PlayStation 4s, PS4s wasn't working. A lot of PS4s was breaking. They couldn't get the update. You know, it was a lot of things going on back then. You know what I mean? But again, the console being loud, and that's nothing new. You know what I mean? But alarming with this, you're talking about after 5 minutes of gameplay, the console hot. Then he said, "Low he started to smell something burning," and he had to cut the stuff off. Now that's no good. Now maybe he got a piece of plastic inside there. I don't know. Now here's the thing. What I've also learned throughout this generation. When you're playing a game that's graphically demanding, there's a lot going on. That's when you get that loud, like they said, it sounded like a jet engine or whatever the case may be. Like I told you guys, I was talking earlier in my live stream. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys heard me or not, but I've never really noticed my PlayStation floor making that noise like a jet engine or whatever the case may be. But to be fair, I've always got, when I'm playing alone or something, I always got music bumping in the background. So if it was being loud, I couldn't hear it anyway. So you know, see what I'm saying? But so this, like I said, this is no good news. Like at the end of the day, I hope Sony corrects the issue. Before, you know, I hope it's not a you say a Microsoft Red Ring of Death. That'd be bad, man. At the end of the day, and I'm gonna say this again to anybody. I'm not wishing bad on any company. Like I say this again, I don't want a world without Sony, without Microsoft. You know what I mean? I'm a gamer. That means less games I get to play, and also too, as a consumer, they don't have to, you know, lobby for our dollars. They don't have to try. They can just keep giving us horrible products or bad games or not any exclusives. They don't have to. They only store in town, so you got to shop there. If you don't like our prices, forget it, starve. You know what I mean? So again, and I'm not going to PC gaming. I don't like to play on. You know, I'm not saying this, again. I'm not knocking those that like the game on PC. The people that I know, honestly, that I know in my personal life. Now, I done met a lot of cool cats online. You know what I mean? I met a lot of cool cats within the YouTube community. You know what I mean? But it's not like, it's again, people that I know in my personal life that play video games. They don't play on PCs. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I will always more or less be a console dude. Now, my son, he's more of, you know, he's a PC joke and he's a pony. You know what I mean? And that's what he likes to do. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You play what you like, man. So also, like I said, I wanted to talk about a few other things. So down to my pre-Sony event predictions. You know what I mean? Shout out to the 106 people I got in here rocking out with me live. Put NBA 2K6 in and Xbox One and then PS4 and listen to the difference in sound. Zaya, my PS4, okay. Let me scroll up to the top. All right, so anyway, so here's my pre-E3 Sony event prediction. Let's see if I get them right. Pricing, I'm saying that the PlayStation 4 Neo is going to be $450. Listen, it's going to be either $450 or $400. I don't see that thing coming in at $500. Just to be honest with you, I think it's going to be $450 for the PlayStation 4 Neo. Also, too, for the PlayStation 4 Slim, some people were saying the console is going to be $250. No, it's not going to be $250. The PlayStation 4 Slim is going to be $400. I'm sorry, $300 for the PlayStation 4 Slim. Now, also, too, I expect Sony to show some tech demos. Now, there's rumors that the Japanese company is going to show a tech demo. I don't know if it's an actual game, but this tech demo will be running in 4K 30, or either 1080p 90. Now, I hope, here's another prediction, that Sony's going to show a patch for Uncharted, maybe, like I said, in Neo mode, running in Neo mode, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. I look for that. Now, here's the thing. I wonder if they're going to charge us. I hope not. I hope they just go and patch some of the existing games, or even some of the existing multiplats that are already out. You know, that will be dope. Because like I said, a lot of multiplats I don't have on the PlayStation 4. I had that console just for exclusives. So if I got a tooth pulled yesterday too, my mouth sore as hell. So like I said, I have it just for exclusive. So, but there are some multiplats maybe that's going to come out this holiday season that I'm going to buy both on the Xbox One S and on the PlayStation 4 Neo. Why? Just to play them in Neo mode. Just to be honest with you, look at those graphics and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm expecting Sony to have a great show tomorrow. Like I said, one thing about Sony, they do have good shows. Not all the times, you know what I mean? Sometimes it can go left. Like when they had that Wonder Book and all that stuff, it was wow. But sometimes, like I said, they normally have a great show. They presentation as well, because like I said, Sony is in the movie business. You know what I'm saying? They are in the movie business and the music business. So, you know, maybe, you know, they had that auction at the end of E3 last year. But I'm saying 450 for the PlayStation 4 Neo. And I'm expecting to see a few games like, you know, major multiplats, Call of Duty running in Neo mode, Battlefield running in Neo mode. Um, Cross my fingers about NBA 2K17 running in Neo mode. If it does, I'll be ecstatic. I'll be soup. Now, like I said, like I said, no, it has been announced. Well, not really announced by 2K, but it got leaked. I know people right now, they have their hands on the Xbox One version of NBA 2K17. I don't know about the PlayStation 4 version. I know some people personally that have their hands right now on NBA 2K17 for the Xbox One. You know what I mean? And that's how the HDR thing got leaked. You know what I mean? Now here's the thing. Now if they, I'm quite sure they had their hands on the Xbox One version. I'm quite sure that there's some PlayStation 4 versions in the wild. Now the PS4 and the Neo, they're going to share the same software. So if it doesn't say HDR on the back of the box for the PlayStation 4 version, and like I said in the day, there are probably a couple big YouTubers right now that have their hand on it also. You know what I mean? On NBA 2K. I haven't heard anything about Sony, but it already came out that the Xbox One version of NBA 2K17 is going to have HDR. So like I said, I need to look into that. You know what I mean? Because like I said in the day, if the PS4 Neo is to have HDR, which I hope they do, you know what I mean? And if they don't have it now, I'm not saying it's not something they can adapt later on, or even with the PlayStation 5, because it's more of a software thing. As long as it's HDMI 2.0, which the Neo is going to be. But, HDR has to be developed into the API. Like I said, I haven't read anything from Sony for the last 2 years or so invested into HDR, and I know they televisions and stuff support it, you know what I mean, but none of their, what I mean, but I hope again that they have it for the PlayStation 4. Well, Microsoft, I read about that about a year and a half, 2 years ago, about Phil was talking about one of those Microsoft events, HDR. I just thought we were trying to get an update for the standard Xbox One or whatever the case to incorporate, like I said, HDR. Like I said, it's a big deal. Some people are looking at it as a gimmick. I'm hearing that a lot. Or, well, it's okay. The PlayStation 4 doesn't upscale because my TV upscales. Yes, your television upscales, okay? But again, with your TV upscaling and the console upscaling, it's a much better picture. You know what I mean? When two are doing the job. If that makes sense to you. Now, I spoke to some, I'm not going to say any names, somebody from the Microsoft side of things, just say that. For whatever reason, some of the people of the not me, myself, some members of the BGST have been blacklisted by the gaming media for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So sometimes I talk to some of them cats behind the scenes, and more or less like, or broke it down to me in layman's terms. Now listen, I don't hold on. Let me reword that. I don't want to lie on that certain employee. What he said to me was this. I'm paraphrasing here. Basically, what he was saying, because if it wasn't that big of a deal, if your TV will upscale to 4K, then there's no need for the console, right? Yes and no. Like I said it again, your console, first of all, is going to have a much better the HANA 2.0. I don't know what they call the upscaler now on the Xbox One S, but Microsoft has a very good upscaler with they do. You know what I mean? That's a proven fact. Some TVs have better upscalers than others. You know what I mean? But getting closer to that native 4K. No, listen, there's a big difference between upscale 4K and native 4K. You know what I mean? Of course, native 4K is going to be a much better picture. But to put this in layman's term, upscale 1080p and native 1080p, it's not that big of a difference to me. But native 4K to upscale, it's a big difference. And the closer you get to a native 4K, if this makes sense to you guys, I'm trying to put it in layman's terms here, is the TV doing its job and the console doing its job. You know what I mean? But the upscaler in the Xbox One S is I won't say it's better than every television, but it's a very, very good upscaler. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a very good upscaler. So, because and other people are saying, HDR is a gimmick. No, that's not a gimmick. That's again, you have a lot of movie studios right now. If you didn't know, you have HDR10, Dolby Vision. I'm sorry, HDR. Well, Dolby Vision HDR, which is the best. That's more of that's a chip. hardware, where HDR10 is more of a software side of things. But HDR10 is the industry standard, and I don't know the difference. I don't know how many like colors between Dolby Vision and HDR10, but from regular Blu-ray, 4K, I'm sorry, to you're going from 1 million colors to over a billion colors played with HDR. You know what I mean? It's a huge difference. Again, this is the reason why I'm going out this Friday and buying another television. It's that big of a deal. You know what I mean? I'm not just now. I always say that I'm a faggot that loves gadgets. I get it, but this is a big deal. You know what I mean? Also, too, something I wanted to talk about here before I lose track of time. Hold on. The PlayStation 4 Neo being upgradable. Now, this is a rumor that came out Sunday, and I wanted to address this again. I see it. Of course, I talked about it Sunday or either Saturday. Now I see Rich and everyone's talking about it. Not saying they're copying off my content or anything like that, but shout out to Rich. You know, I spoke to him a few times on the phone. Rich is a cool cat. You know, I mean, we all talk about the same stories and stuff. I'm going to say no. The reason why I say no, as far as it being upgradable, and then again, if that is the case, it would be something very simple, like the 360 hard drive was, where you just push down and click and take it off. You remember that? Remember the 360? It'd be something like you click on and click off. I would say no, not right now, because I would say that's too much of a shock. Like right now, we're console gamers. Like you got to bring us along slowly. We're just now warming up to the fact that after 3 to 4 years, we got a mid-cycle refresh as far as hardware. Now, upgradable stuff, which is still be a closed environment. You know what I mean? You still won't have 1,000 iterations like PC. But which is it's a plus for gaming for console gaming because of optimization. You know, I mean, games are better optimized on consoles. Not saying consoles are better hardware than PCs, but games are better optimized on consoles because developers are able to target those same specs in 40 million consoles. They know what's there. With PC, you have 1,000 different iterations. Okay, and when I said that comment before, it went over a lot of people's heads. You know what I mean? You know, for whatever reason, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm going to say no for right now. Maybe when whatever comes out after the Scorpio, maybe yeah. You know what I mean? We probably won't to the fact of being able to upgrade the Scorpio or the next iteration every 3 to 4 years. Whatever we get after the Scorpio, you know, maybe that may be upgradable. But I would say for right now, no. You know what I mean? Now, I do predict the PlayStation 5 is going to be out by 2019. 2019, you're going to have the PlayStation 5. Will be on the market. And the reason why I say this is this. Sony's not going to go 4 to 5 years of, you know, being the underpowered hardware. They're not. You know, they're going to probably show it in 2 years. In 3 years, it's going to be on the market. You know, the reason, again, because we can go back and forth again, you know, who has the better looking exclusives. And, you know, I mean, it is what it is. But when multiplats, and there are far more multiplats than exclusives, that's when it becomes spooky. You know what I mean? That's when it's evident. You know what I mean? Now, we're not talking about better performance. We're talking about 36 CUs to at least 60 CUs. You know what I mean? 4.1 teraflops to 6. Now again, I'm hearing the Xbox. I'm sorry, the Scorpio will be indeed be more powerful than 6. You know, that's the rumor in the street. You know, but at a minimum, it's going to be 6 teraflops. And again, that's a lot of power in the console. And for those of you guys saying there's no way in hell that maybe because if Sony came out and said it, it's not a problem. Like we got this rumor right now that this Japanese tech company is going to, this Japanese developer is going to show a demo running on the Neo at 4K 30 frames a second, and no one's saying no, there's no way, no. You know what I mean? No one's complaining. But when the Scorpio, my Albert Pinello and Phil saying that the Scorpio was made for 4K 60, is a problem. You know what I mean? And also too, you got to look at it. Not only is the Scorpio going to have the better GPU, it has a higher memory bandwidth. We're talking about 218. A memory bandwidth to I think it's 320 or 321 from on the Microsoft side. I think also 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM compared to the same 8. And again, Sony staying with the same Jaguar, you know, CPU. This clock slightly higher. Where here's with Microsoft, they're using Zen. You know what I mean? And well, because again, if they wasn't, the Scorpio that came out this year. If you listen to what Phil said that they could have, they could have put the Scorpio out this year, but the tech that they wanted to use, those chips weren't going to be available until 2017. Also, listen, check my track record. I told you guys then, before the Scorpio and stuff was announced, I told you guys the Scorpio will be out in 2017. I did a video. If I don't be lazy, I may leave the link down below. I did a video that said that this Taiwanese company, I left the links and everything in the article. This Taiwanese company said they're making the SoC, they're making the chips for the console, a major console that's came out in 2017. You know what I mean? I did a video on that before E3, left the proof in, links and everything. And again, no one believed me. Everyone said, no, just a Slim. Like, it's crazy at times it's changed, right? But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I don't think the PS4 Neo will be upgradable. Not right now. I don't think console gamers are ready for that. And if it is, bring it on. You know what I mean? It's better competition. You know what I mean? Maybe Sony might do it. You know what I mean? Maybe they say, you know what? We put out the Neo as it is right now, and then maybe we have a modular update, something that you can add to the PlayStation 4 Neo by the time the Scorpio comes out, so they won't be at such a disadvantage. Maybe, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm just saying console gamers, that may scare up somebody. I don't want to keep adding stuff to my, like, I just bought this. Like, sometimes console gamers, jokers can be cheap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more than ready to upgrade. I've had the PS4 and the Xbox One since 2013. I'm ready for some new hardware. You know what I mean? And without the same headache as gaming on a PC or a rig. Well, see, when next gen, why you just game on PC? You can update when you know that's not the issue. I don't like the headache again that comes along with gaming on PC. I don't like to sit and beg for multiplats and sign petition when Rockstar show Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm just using this as an example, all right? And I'm not a big fan of Grand Theft Auto. I don't sit and have to beg and sign petitions. I know what's coming to the Xbox, whatever, and play day one. You know what I mean? I ain't got to wait a year and a half to 2 years. You know what I mean? And also, too, multiplats or even there's, like I said, they're poorly optimized on PC. Look at Batman Arkham Knight. You look at that. Remember that? You know what I mean? That's maybe it's been more since then, but that's the biggest one I can think of to date. They had to pull it from Steam and get back refunds because the game didn't run. So I told you, on PC, I'm not saying that a console would outperform a computer, a personal computer. I'm not saying that. But when it comes down to optimization, consoles win by far. You know what I mean? You can take a PC with the same specs as the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One and the PC would dance circles around that same with the same, with this PC, with that rig with the same specs because of optimization. You know what I mean? So again, to say that the Scorpio can't do 4K 60, you guys are buff like you crazy. People been bragging about their 980s and gaming in 4K for forever, right? And that's only 5 teraflops, or at most 5.5 teraflops. At a minimum, the Scorpio is 6 teraflops. It's more powerful than a 980, a GTX 980. You know what I mean? So again, I think, like I said, I don't even know why that agenda is even here. Like, that's crazy. If something Microsoft says is bad, they got to be lying. If anything, it's Sony, and I don't want to turn this into an Xbox Sony thing. If anything, Sony's been the one that has not been forthcoming this generation. 1080p 60, get used to hearing that. You know what I mean? They was talking about 1080p 120 frames a second. They said the PS3 can do 1080p 120 frames a second. They said the only thing that was holding the PS3 back was the televisions. King Who Rock. Listen, my right hand to God. They said the PS3 was so powerful that you had to wait for the TVs to catch up. You know what I mean? They said something like, the cell processor had 25 teraflops. Like, I'm not jobbing, man. Like, this real stuff. Like, it sounds crazy and ludicrous right now as I'm saying this, but no, these are words that actually came out of Sony's mouth. You know what I mean? It said the televisions was holding back the PlayStation 3. You know what I mean? Like, this is real rap right here. But anyway, enough for that. I don't want to make this into an Xbox PlayStation thing. You know what I mean? I don't. So my prediction, like I said, I'm going to do a live event tomorrow at 3 o'clock Tune in, rock out with me, get and we can talk about it live on air as they're showing it. And then after I'm waiting a while, let it sit in, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts. Actually, I think we're gonna do an Xbox Beast Fire. We all get together. We're gonna talk about what Sony show. I'm hoping for a great show tomorrow. As soon as they announce the thing, we'll be able to go out and pre-order it. I'm looking forward to that, man, and excited, man. I'm excited. I can't wait, man. So but this is I'm not gonna be here too long. I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. Yeah. So look out for that. For those two, actually go in the comment section right quick. You ready for tomorrow? Hold up. When I got in here, my car was said my first car was a blue POS. The window didn't work. The window couldn't be put down. So I'm like, bro, we don't want. Bro, we do what we must. I'm a man. Okay. Rich Cucumber, he's back. Is the PlayStation event going to be on Twitch or the website? That's a good question. On the website, yes, it's going to be on Twitch too. Also, Rich want coffee. GTX much heat. Okay, my hoopy was a iRock Z. Damn, my iRock. Oh man. In case you guys have not seen it, Joseph Staten streamed the new footage of Recore on Twitch about 7 ago. It looks better than anything. Oh yeah, what I've heard about Recore, I want to say this right here. Recore is one of those games that I heard it's that doesn't show well. You know what I mean? It's fun. Gameplay is tight. The gameplay is much better than the visuals. But it's a fun game. Like same thing like Ori and the Blind Forest. You're looking at it, it doesn't look that great. You know what I mean? It doesn't look that great. But it is what he said. Yeah, Hard 8 is debating and fighting over upscaling in video games. What? Oh man, I ain't want listen. My debate. Well, not debate. I don't mind debating. Arguing with jokers over the internet about some video. I mean, that's crazy. I ain't doing that no more, man. Jason, shut up. What's up, my man? Jason Hernandez, man. Said Recore brought me back to the 90s. Yeah. He said Omega got raped by your shit. Yeah, but then like I said, man, thank you guys for rocking out with me, man. I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, TV scan handled it. Hey, Protos X, man, you all over the place. You know what, man? Ain't nothing wrong with you. You be flip flopping like I don't know what, Protos X. 1 minute you team Microsoft, Protos X, he team whoever winning. Like he's gonna be Neo all day after that event tomorrow. Watch my man Proto X. He's gonna be team Sony all day tomorrow after that event. And then when the Scorpio will drop or they start showing stuff for the Scorpio, he's gonna be team Microsoft again. Oh, I mean, of course, it can. Again, if a GPU from 4 years ago can do 4K and whatever, that's not the issue. We're talking about and again optimization. We're talking about 6 teraflops in a closed environment, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think the Scorpio will be $500 too. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but yeah, I'm gonna do a Neo reaction. You must have just got here, Mannequin 7. Yeah, I'm gonna do a Neo reaction, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here day one. I mean, I'm gonna be here tomorrow live. Then after that, I'm going to take it down for a while. Not take it down, but like get together. I'm gonna do it live, and then at 7 o'clock, I'm gonna come back with probably Beast Fire or something, and we're gonna give our opinion. I'm gonna get Porter Rock in there. I'm gonna get my man Porter Rock in there. Barney Porter Rock 77, aka Barney Rubble 77, man. But anyway, man, this is your boy Next Gen 720, man. Thank you guys for rocking out with me. You guys rock, man. Real talk, man. We out of here, man. Bang, bang.